Hello, good evening, and welcome to the sports segment here on the Joy News Prime with me, Oreku Ampofo. We'll be starting off with the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations draw, which took place earlier today in Johannesburg. And of course, there was Ghana interest as the Black Stars were put in Group E alongside some very favorable opponents, and that is Ghana's group. In terms of the qualifiers, the group stage, so Madagascar, Angola, and then the Central African Republic. In terms of how the group dynamics work, just the top two would book a place in Ivory Coast for next year's continental showpiece. CAF are yet to release the date and time of the fixtures, but that would be crammed up between now and the next year as the tournament kicks off in just over a year's time. And joining me via Zoom is Joy Sports' Gary Al Smith, and we'll just be going through just a bit of storylines concerning the draw that was done earlier today. It's a pleasure to have you, Gary. There's been quite a good reception in terms of the Ghanaian interest concerning the draw that the Black Stars got. Are you of the same school of thought, or you think that there could be a surprise somewhere there in Group E? Gary, I think you're muted.
I think that we are very, very much aware that, some of the other illustrious teams on the continent have faced seemingly small opposition in the past and have underrated them at their own peril. Our cousins Nigeria had Sierra Leone, showed them just a little bit of a lesson recently. Central African Republic also did same to them, and so it will be very, very foolhardy for the Black Stars to take anything for granted, particularly because, Oreku, I just finished calculating, and Ghana will have the longest travel distance of all the teams, of all the 48 teams in the draw. We are traveling 6,000 kilometers away to Antananarivo for the game against Madagascar. We are traveling about 3,000 kilometers to Luanda or wherever it is in Angola for the game as well. And then for Central African Republic, it's just about 1,500 kilometers. So we are talking about 11,500. None of the teams, unless my calculations are wrong, and so far, I'm pretty far advanced in there. I don't see any other team traveling that distance for their games. And so, well, that is just one barrier to how difficult it will be to qualify for that AFCON. But on paper, Ghana, also remember, we have not had any friendlies, and we will not have any friendlies before these games. I'm sure you've not told the viewers yet, but these games will be from the 30th of May until somewhere in June, the 14th of June. And coming on the back of the AFCON, coming on the back of the Ghana-Nigeria games, we've not had time to test any of our players any further. Yes, you can say the same for the Central African Republic, for Angola, and also for Madagascar. But, we are concerned about the Black Stars, and so those are just two barriers to qualifying for the AFCON. Apart from that, coaching, we have been pretty happy with the kind of coaching we've had so far, and long may it continue, and hopefully at the end of that series, we will be able to go to the AFCON and get a place in La Côte d'Ivoire.
All right, and just to wrap up with you, Gary, do you think this perhaps, looking at the quality of opponents in Ghana's group, gives, if Otoado and the technical team is retained, does this give them some room to be able to explore a bit and try and find some solutions, or do you still perceive it would be maybe a bit more rigid concerning the team selection, where we wouldn't see a lot of flexibility, focus on just getting to the next AFCON?
That's a question they would have to answer, Eric, right? I'm sure you would have a different answer from a lot of people. But for me now, the World Cup should be priority. And so I know a lot of Ghanaians would not like to hear this, but I would use those games against Madagascar, Angola, and Central African Republic, whatever it is, to fine-tune myself for the bigger task ahead. That for me will be the AFCON will be the World Cup in Qatar. That is what I would do to be able to get a stronger team for Qatar. I mean, top level coaches know how to turn the screw and open the tap just enough and close it just enough so that they will tinker but not have too many wholesale changes enough. But for me, I'm very happy that this is coming, because at least it will give us the opportunity to see who is ready and who is not ready for Qatar. That's just me.
All right, thank you very much, Gary Al Smith. He's of the Joy Sports team. And